Hey, this is Sarah from Close to the Earth IT Services, and I just wanted to do a broadcast on freelancing as a topic because a lot of people go into new gigs every day, whether you're a creative or you're an IT person like me. I've definitely done a lot of freelancing, well, since I was 19, so I've got a lot of experience freelancing. Hey, good morning. Um, so, want to answer any kind of questions people might have about freelancing, how to set your limits, how to set your rate, how to get what you need, and how to negotiate. And one thing that I'm always learning is it's very important to have an open line of communication with people. People might text you, and in my case, I do a lot of remote services. I'm Apple certified. I have clients all over the US, and not only in my area but in other areas, and I have the ability to remote into people's computers and do software fixes and adjustments and even remove viruses or whatever they need. So a lot of times people will just text me or email me and say like, "Hey, I need help. I'm really frustrated. I'm top panic. Oh my God, it's an emergency." Most of the time it really is, because people will wait to get help. They will wait until their face is melting. They will wait till they have a full panic attack. They have tried every online solution. They have consulted the knowledge base. They've spent so much time on different message boards or whatever, and it just ends up in an epic mountain of frustration that then you might have to deal with walking in. So you're being like part nurturing therapy animal, part expert, and that expertise has to walk alongside that ability to nurture and to be cool. And you're walking into other people's workplaces. A lot of times if I go on site, I go to a home office. That's my specialty. So people who work at home. I have a lot of artists. I have a lot of retired, hugely successful people. I have, people who still have like one hand in the business, even though they might be retired. They're still kind of like overseeing stuff. People who have a lot of real estate holdings and need to keep an eye on that. My client roster is like people who need to get stuff done. And I'm based in Malibu. These people do not mess around. You are perfect or you're out. There's no gray area. There's no rainbow of acceptance. There is none. It's you do it right. You've got one chance. And if you get to come back, that's because you did it 110%. So that's my work ethic. I am brought to a very high standard of doing stuff. I have to be. But there was a learning curve for me too. I've been freelancing since I was 19 years old, and I'm 45 now. So mostly in the music business. I have 15 years of music business experience. My degree is in audio engineering from the Institute of Production and Recording. I also own a record label. I have 2 records that were put out on Hut Virgin Records in the 90s. And I own those rights now, so I manage my record label, my music publishing. I run an IT company. I've got aromatherapy products. I've got an e-commerce website, closetotheearth.love, where I make aromatherapy products that are created by tribal people in the Amazon, so that they don't have to participate in forestry activities, that they can cultivate their natural plants. And those are the botanicals that go into the product. So I've got e-commerce, got a lot of different pies, baking at once. And I've learned that I need to be emotionally supportive and present, no matter what is the job description. And also to set boundaries. So I wanted to take some questions. If you're freelancing or if you have any questions around freelancing, you can FaceTime me. The number is 805-816-3792. I think I gotta look it up. Yeah, 805-816-3792. You can also FaceTime audio if you want to. You can text in and I can read it. But I know that this is a question that a lot of people have. And just a quick word from my sponsor here, NordVPN. As I'm waiting for comments and questions to come in. NordVPN is a utility that we need now. With the abolition that they've done away with net neutrality, and it's going to take a lot to get that back. So what we need to do, and especially in the wake of all of these cybersecurity nightmares, is to protect your internet connection from the computer connection, to scramble it so it goes out into the internet and it's all scrambled, no one can read it, it comes back all scrambled, your computer can decrypt it, and then your data is safe, whether it's financial information, whether you want to stream media, or whether you want to just have some online privacy. Like, if you want your ISP out of your biz, you need a VPN. So I recommend Nord. I'm an affiliate of NordVPN. After much research, a lot of people approach me because I have an IT business, to do business with them and to use their utilities and their products. And I choose very carefully before I partner up with anyone and endorse their products. And I endorse NordVPN 100%. So if you feel so inclined, and I really hope you feel inclined, because our stuff's exposed. You know, our data's out there. You cannot pull it back from the internet. You can't. You do not have that power, especially now. So get a VPN, click the Nord link, you get a discount with my link, and that is the end of the commercial. That's it. That's all I got for as far as commercials go. You will not find commercials on my channel. You will not find them. I have them disabled on YouTube. I have them disabled all over the place. So that's the one commercial you're gonna get. So yeah, I guess I should talk about, since we're waiting for people to hop on here and ask questions. I had a situation where someone had gone against my advice, and this person had me set up a computer for them. And this computer is a vital, very important computer with data that cannot be lost. And I told the client, you really need to have a time machine backup. And the client told me, I have this third-party cloud storage. And I said, client, I hear you, but I've never heard of that third party. I don't know. I can't vouch for their products. All I can vouch for is Apple products. And you need to get a time machine backup. This is non-negotiable. On 2 appointments, I made that same recommendation. And guess what? I got a phone call that the client's computer lost all of their files due to incorrectly doing an update themselves. And yeah, you need to back up your computer before you do an operating system upgrade. This is not negotiable. You have to. And the only way to make sure that you have an exact copy is to make a clone. Time Machine makes a clone. Carbon Copy Cloner makes a clone. So these other systems, you know, I have Backblaze as an affiliate link too. I also endorse Backblaze. But would I use Backblaze as my first line of operating system backups? I'm sorry, Backblaze. I love you, but no, not at all. I insist on Time Machine backups. It's gotten to the point where I'm thinking about not even taking clients until we do a Time Machine backup first. But sometimes you're in situations where you have to be supportive, be that therapeutic person who can stay calm, and there's not a lot of latitude to argue or to be like, well, this is what I know. It is not ever helpful to flaunt what you know in front of someone who's in a panic state. That will not ever help you. Not ever in your career, not ever in your life. And if you're dealing with IT, or you're dealing with deadlines, or you're dealing with sensitive topics, that's the position you always have to take. You want to go outside? Hang on a sec. You coming in? Kind of bright over there. So, yeah, having a mature approach to freelancing also means documenting. Document everything. People might get upset that they think that you're sitting there texting someone or something. Don't let them assume. Let people know, hey, I'm documenting this. I'm taking notes during our session. They will believe correctly that you're taking their project very seriously. And the more notes you can take, the more you'll have to reflect on later. Even if it's a few key things and you might not have time if you're brought into a project, always keep at least, your Apple Notes, Evernote, a piece of paper, a pen, and keep those notes in a little book. Keep them somewhere that you can have access to them. I like Apple Notes. That's my preferred method of keeping notes. And I also write on the client invoice what was completed. Some people are kind of lax. Some clients will just be like, cool, whatever, just send me the bill, I'll pay it, no big deal. But you're going to want to reflect on that stuff for yourself later. So take notes when you're on a job. And make a note. If you're looking on your phone and you're saying like, if you're looking at someone, make sure that you're making them aware. Hey, I'm taking notes. I'm just making a note of this. Everyone will appreciate that. Hang on, letting the dog back in. Hang on a second. A Chihuahua that doesn't come in with the big dog is usually causing trouble. What are you doing? Okay, she's just out there getting a tan. She likes to lay in the sunshine, the little one. Hey, buddy. Hi. Okay, so, hey, I'm talking about freelancing. Do you have any questions about freelancing, setting your rate, or anything? You have a question about freelancing, doing freelance work? Hey, good morning. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. All right, so we got a few people on Instagram Live. Hey, what's up? Thank you for joining. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. My name's Sarah Jepp from Close to the Earth IT Services, and I do a lot of freelancing. I've actually had one freelance client now for the last 10 years. And this company has changed hands, changed ownership at least 5 times. And I'm still there, and the team is still there. So they've got good retention. And because this one particular company really gives us a lot of freedom to do our thing. And if you're a company or an individual who is hiring freelancers, trust them. Do your due diligence about hiring the freelancer. You want breakfast? Yeah, puppy. I love dogs. They make such cute faces. So yeah, do your due diligence. Make sure you check these people out, that they have certain certifications or whatever you need, whatever info you need to have about them. But when they get on the job and they're starting to do their task, or they're starting to go into their go mode, that is not the time to start asking like, well, what do you really know about this? I want to know. That is not the time. So you've got to give people enough freedom to have their process as someone who's hiring the freelancers, and also as a freelancer, that accountability of like, okay, yeah, I'm coming into this job, I'm prepared, I'm taking notes. A lot of times you'll be walking into an environment or a team situation that is already really established. My clients have a lot of personal assistants, 1 to 2 personal assistants, and the personal assistants are either executives from the retired person's company, or they're people from like my Hollywood people have their Hollywood production staff as their own home personal assistant. So these people know everything about their boss. It is not only their job to know everything about their boss, that person and their boss have a very special, almost like it's almost like a collaborative relationship that is so deeply personal that you can a lot of times ask the personal assistant something that the client doesn't know, especially the entertainment people. So understand that a personal assistant is not, it is not a role that is given to just anyone. A personal assistant is not a receptionist. A personal assistant is the highest level executive assistant, and they deserve to be treated with the ultimate respect because they do everything. They do everything. So that is someone that you cannot aggravate. You cannot go above that personal assistant's head no matter what. You have to have them as a first line. And you always need to keep the personal assistant in the loop. So if you're working with a celebrity or you're working with a business person who has a personal assistant, that personal assistant is an extension of them, and that relationship cannot be messed with. B, it's not breakfast time yet. No, you eat at 10:30. I know. We gotta wait a little minute. I know. So another thing about freelancing is organizing your time. You want to come up here? Oh. So organizing your time. What I do is I do office hours, and hey, hello. So I've got my office hours. A lot of times I will be in my home office working from my computers remotely. I will set up appointments. Then I will sneak away to surf. Yesterday we had a freaking tsunami warning, so there's no surfing today. Nope, no surfing, and our waves are still brown. I'm sure that if you've dealt with a natural disaster before, the earth takes a long time to heal. So it's pretty frustrating. At this time, I'm usually in the water. But the last couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I've just been going live at this time because I figure that's more constructive. But the way that I structure my day, working for myself, is that I wake up, and as I'm kind of waking up, I just check my email, I check Twitter, I check my Facebook social media stuff, and then I will I'll make some coffee. Brian and I will like talk and get ready for the day and stuff. I'll make coffee for both of us, and then I'll start my office hours, client communications. I'll do whatever needs to be done. I'll do some self-promoting kind of activities, and then I book all my appointments after 1 o'clock so that I can get my office hours in. And here's the secret: I'm getting my surf hours in too, and giving myself time to exercise, because I need the energy, I need the physical fitness, and I need my head to be clear in order to go on site, because I'm going into high pressure, very serious environments where there's a lot of frustration with people who have very high expectations. So it's a little different doing concierge IT in Malibu because you have very specific unwritten social rules about how to act around people, how to act in their homes and offices. It's a very specific invisible set of rules that I've just learned over the years. From the time that I've been a nanny in Malibu a long time ago. I have worked as a personal assistant myself, and so I have some insight into how these people want to be treated. They want to be treated like royalty, basically. You don't have to curtsy or anything, but you got to show a lot of respect. And a lot of times you won't meet the client, you'll meet the personal assistant, and the client will duck in just for a minute, like, hey, how you doing? And they'll most likely want to talk about their computer problem in my case, and I will just listen. Um, it's important if you've got high-end clients not to ask them for anything, not free tickets, not autographs. Do not take any photos. Do not take any photos for your social media under any circumstance in someone's home or office. Not ever. Do not do it. It is grounds for firing you. It is so unprofessional. It's kind of like a betrayal and a violation of someone's space that they're letting you into. Don't do it. You can get fired from that. Don't do it. Don't break the client trust by taking a selfie in someone's mansion or their home or their office. My work environments are they're always very, very beautiful. I want to take pictures so bad. I mean, just the things that I get to see working in these amazing, breathtaking homes, architectural homes, like offices that are off the chain, the latest equipment. I want to take my phone out and just snap all over the place, and I cannot. I can't. Sometimes people will give me permission to take a screenshot, or you'll see like things that I'm working on, but you will never ever see someone's home in my social media pictures. It's just an absolute, that's like this emoji. Don't ever do it. So let's see. Setting your rate. So I think it's important to, if you're going to be setting your rate, think about the money that you would earn in a regular job, and maybe break that down into an hourly, what you'd be making hourly, and add 30% to that, maybe 35% to cover negotiation costs. So people will try to negotiate with you and make a deal sometimes, not all the time. But you want to raise your rate up because you have to cover yourself for days that you don't work. So if you have a regular job, you're going to be going into work all the time. But if you're working for yourself, or you're freelancing or being what's known as a day player, you might work today, but tomorrow you don't have work. And also your off time is going to be prospecting. You always have to be prospecting every day for new clients. So you need to get paid for that prospecting, because people aren't taking you on full time. They're not paying your taxes. They're not giving you insurance. They're not putting money in your 401k. All of that amounts to you being able to collect on that. So you need to raise your rate accordingly, no matter what your industry you're in. If you're doing freelance or contract work, you have to raise your rates up to cover that time where you're going to need to end that job and find a new one. You need to be paid for that time. So the client will be paying that anyway in costs if they were hiring you as an employee. And most of the time, if your client, as long as your client has a legit business, they're going to be dealing with that cost on their accounting side, and that's none of your business. Ask for what you need. Don't lowball yourself. Don't allow other people to lowball you. And I've been seeing this social media post circulating, which is so helpful, which says, don't let people pick your brain. That's called a consultation. And yeah, absolutely allow people to ask you questions and set up an appointment to do that. Let's say you are a graphic designer and someone wants to pick your brain. Let them know, hey, my consultation fee is X amount of dollars. It's going to be so many minutes. It's going to be an hour. It's going to be 2 hours. Let's go over this stuff. It's going to be this much money to do that. And you're going to get XYZ value out of having this appointment with me. And upsell your attributes. You know, if someone wants to get some ideas from you, it would probably be very helpful. And you can make some money too and have your have value added to your work, and people will value you more. The more that I am very highly qualified, very experienced, and I'm always reading and getting better. If I had to rest on my laurels from when I started this business, this particular IT concierge business in 2014, all of my stuff would be obsolete. So I need to recertify every year. I take 3 certifications from Apple, so I'm reading about 2,000 pages minimum per year of material and testing on it. So I don't mess around with my certifications and learning new things. And if you're a freelancer, you should be doing that education for yourself too. So make sure that you're setting your rate accordingly, so that you don't want to make yourself attractive in a budget market. That is not going to do anything for you, because all jobs have a certain level of bullshit that you're going to need to deal with, and you're going to need your downtime to recover too. All that hustling takes a lot out of you. So yeah, if there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer. But yeah, I've had a freelance career. It's been up and down. And it's taken a while to have a stable income from freelancing. My first year was so awesome. I remember I was making really great money and doing all these things and working on these awesome jobs. And then I had an illness, and I couldn't work. And I had to build myself up from scratch all over again. Hey, good morning, Hakikta. Hey. So you're not covered for all of those things. Business insurance is really good. That's really important to get, so that you can have yet another bargaining chip. It will cost you every month to be insured, but to be insured when you're a freelancer will make sure that if something goes wrong, you're covered. One time I ran into a plate glass window. I walked into a plate glass window and actually shattered my front tooth on a job. And I had to pay for that. So I had to get the dental work, even though the person had like they had like these, it was on all glass. One door was open and one wasn't. It was like seamless. And I walked right into it, smashed my face, and I had to pay for it. And I had to finish the job too. It was pretty bad. So that stuff can happen too. If you're working in home or home office environments, they can be extremely dangerous. So heads up about that. Another reason why you need to raise your rate if you're working in a home environment, you need to make sure that you're protected. People don't maintain things the way that they should a lot of times, especially if you're dealing with anything electric, or you're dealing with common hazards such as like things on the floor. Just common sense stuff that you would probably never do in your home. You're going into someone else's home or office. Homes and home offices have different regulations. None compared to office places that are like a public environment. So be careful. If you're dealing with anything around the home or giving home services, whether you're a plumber, an electrician, or someone who's setting up networking or doing home IT or house cleaner, make sure that you are prepared that you might be going into a hazardous environment that is not regulated. So there are some scary things to think about when you're talking about freelancing. So yeah, you got to cover your bases, and people will respect that you're charging what you need to make in order to survive and in order to live and grow your business. And if you stick with it and stick with your boundaries, the universe will come to you. Your objectives and your goals will come through. Do what you love, and the rest will follow. It is really true. Just gonna check for any kind of like comments or whatever. So I kind of don't have any, but I guess that's all I have to say. And thank you for watching. Totally appreciate it. I just wish you all the best in your freelancing career, And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me on social media. You can go to my website and contact me, closetotheearth.com. And yeah, when you get a chance, click on the link that I've provided from NordVPN. Online security, online privacy, it's a very low cost. And when you click my link, my affiliate link, you will get a discount. It's 2 years for $79. There's no reason not to do it. So, yeah, hit me up if you have any questions, and have a great day.